Groceries seem to cost more each time you shop. Rent prices are climbing, and your favorite streaming services are quietly bumping up their fees. Inflation in 2025 is affecting everyone. And no matter how much you earn, it feels like your money buys less each year. But here's the truth. You don't need a massive raise to combat inflation effectively. What you need are smart systems, hidden hacks, and strategic planning. In this video, I'll share practical ways to stop paying more while still maintaining the lifestyle you desire. The inflation reality check. Let's face it, we need to talk about what's happening with our money right now. You've probably noticed it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, or when your rent came due. The numbers just don't add up like they used to. Here's the reality we're all dealing with. Since 2020, the cost of just about everything has been climbing faster than most of our paychecks can keep up. We're talking about the essentials here. The stuff you can't just decide not to buy. Your grocery bill, up, housing costs, through the roof, healthcare, don't even get me started. Let me put this into perspective. That morning coffee run that used to cost you $4 is now closer to $6. The average grocery trip that set you back $100 3 years ago? Now you're looking at $130 or more for the exact same items. And rent? In many cities, what used to be a $1,500 apartment is now going for $2,000 or more. When you add it all up, maintaining what we'd consider a normal lifestyle, nothing fancy, just the basics plus a few simple pleasures, costs about 20 to 30% more than it did just a few years ago. Think about that. If you were spending $4,000 a month on living expenses before, you're now needing closer to $5,200 just to maintain the same standard of living. Now, here's the kicker. And this is something the economic experts are pretty clear about. Even when inflation starts to slow down, which it will eventually, these prices we're seeing, they're probably here to stay. So here's where we need to shift our thinking. A lot of people are waiting around, hoping prices will drop back to what they used to be. But that's not the question we should be asking ourselves. Instead of wondering, when will things get cheaper, we need to ask ourselves, how can I make my current income stretch further? Hack number 1, outsmart your grocery bill. Grocery costs are climbing faster than almost any other household expense, putting pressure on budgets everywhere. But there are practical ways to keep food spending in check, without resorting to instant noodles for every meal. Start by rethinking brand loyalty. Many generic or store brand products are produced in the same facilities as their name brand counterparts, often with nearly identical ingredients and quality. Swapping out just a few name brand items for generics can lead to noticeable savings at checkout, all without sacrificing taste or nutrition. Next, embrace the power of meal prepping. Preparing meals in larger batches not only saves time during the week, but also reduces food waste and overall spending. By cooking once and eating 2 or 3 times, it becomes easier to avoid the temptation of takeout or last-minute grocery runs. Planning meals ahead also allows for smarter shopping. Ingredients can be purchased in bulk, which is typically more cost-effective, and leftovers are less likely to end up in the trash. Technology can also be a powerful ally in the quest to save on groceries. Several apps are designed to help shoppers find deals on food that is nearing its expiration date. Platforms like Flash Food and Too Good To Go connect consumers with local stores and restaurants offering significant discounts, sometimes up to 50% off, on items that need to be sold quickly. Store loyalty apps are another valuable resource, providing access to exclusive coupons, digital flyers, and personalized discounts based on shopping habits. By taking a few minutes to browse these apps before heading to the store, it's possible to uncover deals that might otherwise go unnoticed. Another strategy is to automate the purchase of household basics. Subscriptions for essentials such as coffee, protein powder, or even pantry staples can often be set up directly through retailers or third-party services. These subscriptions frequently come with a discount compared to in-store prices, and they ensure that key items are always on hand, reducing the risk of impulse buys or emergency trips to the store. Automated deliveries can also help with budgeting, as the cost becomes a predictable monthly expense. Finally, consider shopping with a flexible mindset. Being open to trying new products, adjusting meal plans based on weekly specials, and taking advantage of seasonal produce can all contribute to lower grocery bills. Flexibility allows for the substitution of more affordable ingredients without compromising on nutrition or flavor. Hack number 2, rethink housing costs. Housing is often the single largest expense in any budget, and rising rents or mortgage payments can quickly erode financial stability. However, there are several strategies that can help reduce housing costs and make this essential category more manageable, even in the face of inflation. One effective approach is to renegotiate lease terms. Many landlords implement annual rent increases as a matter of routine, but these hikes are not always set in stone. By researching local rental market data and presenting comparable listings, tenants can often make a compelling case for keeping rent steady or even securing a reduction. Demonstrating reliability as a tenant, such as a history of on-time payments and good communication, can further strengthen the argument. In some cases, offering to sign a longer lease in exchange for a lower monthly rate can be mutually beneficial, providing stability for both tenant and landlord. Another powerful tactic is known as house hacking. This involves finding creative ways to generate income from a primary residence. Renting out a spare bedroom, basement, or even a parking space can offset a significant portion of monthly housing costs. For those with extra space, short-term rentals through platforms like Airbnb or long-term arrangements with roommates can provide a steady stream of supplemental income. Even smaller opportunities, such as renting storage space in a garage or driveway, can add up over time. Location also plays a critical role in determining housing expenses. The concept of geo-arbitrage refers to the practice of moving just outside a city center or high-demand neighborhood. Even a relocation of 20 or 30 minutes can result in substantial savings, with rents or home prices dropping by hundreds of dollars each month. This approach allows for continued access to urban amenities and job opportunities while benefiting from a lower cost of living. Commuting options, public transportation, and remote work flexibility can make this transition smoother and more appealing. For those who work remotely, the possibilities expand even further. International geo-arbitrage involves living in a region or country where the cost of living is significantly lower, while maintaining a job or income source based in a higher-paying market. This strategy can dramatically increase disposable income and savings potential. Popular destinations for international geo-arbitrage include countries in Southeast Asia, Eastern Europe, and Latin America, where housing, food, and transportation costs are a fraction of those in major US or European cities. Before making such a move, it is important to consider factors like visa requirements, healthcare, internet reliability, and cultural fit. Hack number 3, transportation tweaks. Transportation costs often fly under the radar, but they can have a significant impact on monthly budgets. Gas prices, car payments, insurance, and maintenance all add up, quietly draining resources. However, with a few strategic adjustments, it is possible to reduce these expenses and keep more money in the bank. One of the simplest ways to cut transportation costs is to bundle trips. Instead of making multiple separate drives throughout the week, planning errands and appointments in a single loop can save both time and fuel. By mapping out a route that covers all necessary stops in one outing, drivers can minimize backtracking and reduce the number of miles driven. This approach not only lowers gas consumption, but also decreases wear and tear on the vehicle, leading to fewer maintenance issues over time. Technology offers additional opportunities for savings at the pump. Apps like Gas Buddy help drivers locate the lowest gas prices in their area, sometimes saving up to 30 cents per gallon. These apps aggregate real-time data from local stations, making it easy to compare prices before filling up. Over the course of a year, even small savings per gallon can add up to a substantial amount, especially for those with long commutes or frequent travel. Insurance premiums represent another area where costs can be trimmed. Many insurers now offer telematics programs, which use smartphone apps or in-car devices to monitor driving habits. Safe driving behaviors, such as smooth acceleration, gentle braking, and adherence to speed limits, can result in significant discounts on insurance rates. Enrolling in a telematics program is often as simple as downloading an app and agreeing to share driving data. For those who already practice safe driving, these programs can provide immediate financial rewards. For some, the most dramatic savings come from rethinking car ownership altogether. The combined costs of monthly payments, insurance, fuel, parking, and maintenance can easily exceed $8,000 per year. Alternatives such as biking, car sharing, ride-hailing services, or public transportation offer viable options, particularly in urban areas with robust transit networks. Biking not only eliminates fuel costs, but also promotes physical health and reduces environmental impact. Car sharing and ride-hailing services provide flexibility without the long-term financial commitment of ownership. Public transportation, when available, is often the most economical choice, offering unlimited rides for a fixed monthly fee. Transitioning away from car ownership may require some lifestyle adjustments, but the financial benefits can be substantial. Even those who are not ready to give up their vehicles entirely can benefit from using alternative transportation for certain trips, such as commuting to work or running errands in areas with heavy traffic or limited parking. Hack number 4, pay less for the same subscriptions. Subscription services have become a staple of modern life, offering convenience and access to entertainment, productivity tools, and cloud storage. However, these recurring charges can quietly accumulate, often going unnoticed until they make a significant dent in the monthly budget. Fortunately, there are several effective strategies to reduce subscription costs without sacrificing access to favorite services. The first step is to conduct a regular audit of all active subscriptions. Every 3 months, review bank statements, credit card bills, and App Store accounts to identify recurring charges. Many people are surprised to discover subscriptions they no longer use or even remember signing up for. Canceling these forgotten or redundant services can immediately free up funds for more important expenses. Setting a calendar reminder for a quarterly subscription check ensures this task becomes a routine part of financial management. Family and group plans offer another powerful way to save. Many streaming platforms, music services, and productivity apps allow multiple users to share a single subscription for a marginally higher price than an individual plan. For example, services like Netflix, Spotify, and Google Workspace often permit up to 5 users on one account. By pooling resources with family members or trusted friends, each person enjoys full access at a fraction of the cost. It is important to review the terms of service to ensure compliance with sharing policies. But in most cases, group plans are designed to encourage this type of collaboration. Paying for subscriptions annually, rather than monthly, can also yield significant savings. Many providers offer discounts of 10 to 20% for customers who commit to a full year upfront. While the initial payment may seem steep, the long-term savings add up quickly. This approach works especially well for services that are used consistently throughout the year, such as cloud storage, professional software, or streaming platforms. Before switching to an annual plan, it is wise to confirm that the service will continue to be valuable for the next 12 months. For the tech-savvy, a virtual private network, VPN, can unlock additional savings. Some subscription platforms adjust their pricing based on the user's geographic location. By connecting through a VPN server in a country where the service is offered at a lower rate, it is sometimes possible to secure the same subscription for a reduced price. This tactic is particularly effective for digital services like streaming, software, or online learning platforms. However, it is important to review the provider's terms of service to ensure that using a VPN does not violate any agreements. In addition to these strategies, consider reaching out to customer support before canceling a subscription. Many companies offer retention deals or temporary discounts to keep customers from leaving. A simple inquiry about available promotions can result in unexpected savings. Hack or 5, use inflation to your advantage. Inflation is often viewed as a financial threat, quietly eroding the purchasing power of every dollar. However, with the right strategies, inflation can actually become a tool for building wealth and achieving long-term financial security. The key lies in understanding how to position assets, debt, and income streams to benefit from rising prices. One of the most effective ways to outpace inflation is to invest in appreciating assets. Historically, stocks, real estate, and broad-based index funds have delivered returns that exceed the rate of inflation over time. By allocating resources to these types of investments, it is possible to grow wealth even as the cost of goods and services increases. Stocks represent ownership in companies that can raise prices and expand profits during inflationary periods. Real estate, whether in the form of a primary residence or investment properties, often appreciates in value and can generate rental income that keeps pace with or surpasses inflation. Index funds, which track the performance of a wide range of companies, offer diversification and steady growth, making them a popular choice for those seeking to hedge against inflation. Another powerful strategy involves locking in fixed-rate debt. Loans with low, unchanging interest rates, such as mortgages or student loans, become less burdensome as inflation rises. This is because the amount owed remains constant, while the value of money decreases over time. As wages and prices increase, monthly payments represent a smaller portion of overall income, effectively reducing the real cost of repayment. For those with existing fixed-rate debt, inflation can act as an invisible ally, making it easier to pay off obligations with cheaper dollars in the future. Increasing income streams is another way to turn inflation into an advantage. The rising cost of living can serve as motivation to explore new opportunities for earning. Side hustles, freelancing, and leveraging digital tools, such as online marketplaces or artificial intelligence platforms, can supplement primary income and provide greater financial flexibility. Diversifying income sources not only helps offset higher expenses, but also creates a buffer against economic uncertainty. In a rapidly changing job market, adaptability and a willingness to learn new skills are valuable assets. The mindset shift. Inflation is more than just a financial challenge. It is a catalyst for a new way of thinking about money, priorities, and daily life. When prices rise and budgets feel squeezed, the natural reaction is to search for ways to afford everything that was once taken for granted. However, the most effective response is not to focus on stretching every dollar to cover every expense, but to become more intentional about what truly matters. This mindset shift begins with a simple but powerful question: what actually adds value? Instead of automatically maintaining every subscription, habit, or purchase, it becomes essential to evaluate which aspects of life bring genuine satisfaction, fulfillment, or progress. Inflation, in this sense, acts as a filter, encouraging a closer look at spending patterns and prompting a reassessment of priorities. The process does not require sacrificing an enjoyable lifestyle. Rather, it involves letting go of the parts that no longer serve a meaningful purpose. For some, this might mean cutting back on impulse purchases or reducing the frequency of dining out. For others, it could involve streamlining digital subscriptions, decluttering possessions, or focusing on experiences that foster connection and growth. The goal is not deprivation, but optimization, making room for what is most important by trimming away the excess. Intentional living also means recognizing that it is impossible to outspend inflation. No matter how much income increases, unchecked spending will always be vulnerable to rising costs. The solution lies in outsmarting inflation through conscious choices, strategic planning, and a willingness to adapt. This could involve adopting new financial habits, such as regular budgeting, comparison shopping, or investing in assets that appreciate over time. It might also mean embracing flexibility, being open to new opportunities, and cultivating resilience in the face of change. A mindset focused on value and intention transforms the experience of inflation from one of anxiety to one of empowerment. Instead of feeling trapped by circumstances, individuals can take control by aligning spending with personal values and long-term goals. This approach fosters a sense of purpose and satisfaction that is not dependent on external economic conditions. In a world where prices are constantly shifting, the greatest asset is a mindset that prioritizes meaning over material excess. With this perspective, inflation becomes less of a threat and more of an opportunity to create a life that is both financially secure and deeply fulfilling. The journey to financial freedom in an era of rising prices begins with a single step. With so many practical strategies available, the question becomes, which inflation hack will be the first to make a difference? Whether the focus is on groceries, housing, subscriptions, or another area of spending. The most important action is simply to start. Share in the comments which inflation hack you will try first, and remember to like this video and hit the subscribe button for more content on financial freedom, mindset, and intentional living.